somebody will join soon. So we'll just wait till people come in, if anybody does. Hopefully they do. It'd be mighty boring if I'm just doing it by myself. Hey, Trucker Girl Kiana, how you doing? Welcome on in, everybody. I appreciate it. We're going to do something a little bit, like it says there, soba, a Japanese noodle made with buckwheat. Here we got our imported from Japan noodles. I also have a different variety. Let me see if I can find the actual noodle here. There we go. We actually have another variety here, which we're not going to delve into these ones here. I'm going to use this first package before anything else. We've also picked up some miso soup, which I don't have enough of this. But no, this little packet here has 3 individual servings on the inside. It looks like that. Right there. But a good quality. You know, I like this particular company. They make really good quality, which is the same as my soy sauce. But we're not going to have the miso soup today. We're just going to concentrate just on the soba noodles. So we got some rice already started, which we'll have on the kind of on the side, whatnot. But we basically got all of our tools here. We got some water for the noodles, some soy sauce, some soba, dipping sauce or soup base. You know, you can use it to make it hot or cold. We're going to do it cold today. Got a couple of bowls for our dipping sauce. We got a little bit of chicken that's left over, so we're going to cut some of that up and warm that up for the side. Of course, we got a soba noodle, and we have a traditional, a pseudo traditional. I'm gonna be ordering a real wooden and bamboo tray instead of this plastic one I got with this little set here. Little wasabi. I don't particularly like it, but my friend here does, so she's going to have a little bit of this. So we'll make sure that I mean, what I really need is a little small dish for the wasabi, but I don't have that. So we will do as we can. You're about to drive. Well, I hope you stay safe out there, Kiana. So like I said, we got the rice already started. It's got like 2 minutes left to cook. Then we can get started with everything else. So we're just going to take a nice little 9-inch round pan here. I get this some water in here because the buckwheat noodle, because we're making it cold, we don't have to worry about it getting cold. So we're just going to kind of do the noodle first, let it sit off to the side, and then we're going to do the chicken, get that nice and hot, and then we're going to heat up our soba sauce here, or maybe add a little bit of touch of soy sauce to make it a little bit thicker. We will see. That I've never had this particular brand, so I don't know, and it's been a very long time since I've had soba. So bear with me on that. These things are rattling. So like I said, we got knife, cutting board, all the various accoutrements, as they like to say, or as I like to say. So let's not beat around the bush. Rice is done. Hey, people on Facebook, welcome on in. Linda Barker, how you doing, my friend? So a little bit different than what we had at Bob Evans a good while ago. Not quite American here. So we're going to do, like I said, we're doing a Japanese style noodle. So we're going to plug this So the rice is done. We're going to get our water boiling for our meal. So we're going to need a little bit more water here. We're going to get this all nice and good. If I can have my ice there, please. Thank you. And like any good magician, you have a off-screen assistant, which we're always going to take and enjoy. Like I said, we got some chicken we had left over from the other night. We're not going to take a lot of the soba. We're just going to take one pack. Now these are pretty big servings from what I remember. So we're just going to split this up into 2 servings, plus a little bit of chicken, plus a little bit of rice. Will make the meal, stand out. So we got to get that going. What do I do with my lid? My lid up here. My lid's not up there. I don't know what I do with my lid. So this will take just a little bit longer to get ready, but once we get that to a boil, we're going to go. Morning, TJ. You're a little bit slow. You need to lay off that liquor, TJ. Unless you drove, to the other side of the planet, which I don't know how the heck you did that. Hey, Mr. Brad Parks, Margaret Clark, how you all doing? Glad to have you in. So we're going to get this hot here. I think I know what I did with my lid. There it is. Yep. I got it in here with all the pots and pans. So stick that on there. Get that a little bit heated up a little bit faster there. So we're gonna set that to the side. We're gonna kind of get our chicken all cut up because it's got the skin and it's got the bone. So we're gonna kind of debone that and get that so we can fry that up a little bit. And as usual, get ourselves a little trash bag. And you have the link there at the top of the comments. Let that, let's do it. I don't know what I just did. We'll use this. But you have the link at the top of the comments. Hey, Bob's Adventure on Wheels. How you doing, peoples? So, and especially if you have an RV, you can easily do this, especially in a summertime capacity. So this is more of a summer, hot, muggy kind of thing, kind of like we're having here in South Carolina today. So this is, this is the maker, Yamagata Tobikiri, if I remember right. Yeah, Tobikiri Soba. And Tobikiri basically is kind of referring to the style of noodle. So we got a good amount of that. That's a little bit, it's about the size of a quarter, a little bit more. So that's good enough for 2 people. So once we get the water boiling, we'll get those in, and then we're going to chill them down with some ice water, and that'll bring them to the correct way to eat this particular style. And then we're just have it on a little tray here. Now this unfortunately is plastic. I'm going to be getting one that's a little bit more authentic, a little bit more, real wood, real bamboo, natural. But this will suffice for the moment. I just went for something that was quick and easy because I knew I could get it. One that's a little bit better quality will take longer for me to get. But this was a simple one I ordered through Amazon, but we'll make do. This part really doesn't matter as much as the food itself. So we'll set that up to the side. So like I said, we're going to take our chicken. We're just going to get the meat off here. Quick and easy. Trim along the bone here as well. We're not trying to be ultra fancy here, but we'll be fancy enough. Put that away. Still good. Hey, NASCAR Nana Gang, how you doing? And a happy Saturday to you too. Appreciate you coming in. Stephen Huber, how you doing? Sorry, Stephen, I kept missing your calls, but work is work, and we all know how that is. So we're gonna trim these in long pieces here. They're not all gonna be the same, but we're gonna try to make them somewhat similar here. Because the chicken is nice and cold, it's going to trim up a little bit easier. You get a piece of that bone out of there. We don't want that. Okay, everybody says that's good. I'm just going to set this, get a bowl here. Now you can do tempura. You can do, other types of stuff with it, other sides with it, a little bit of rice, a little bit of seaweed, all off to the side. All kinds of vegetables, green onion, daikon, which is kind of like a pickled turnip. Several different varieties of that. Like I said, you put a little bit of fish with it. You put a little bit of beef, a little bit of pork. It really is it's just like with most things, you have your regional styles to go with. So, I've lived in the north of Japan. I lived in the south of Japan, near Tokyo, near Hiroshima. And I've seen, soba done, I don't know, 2-3 dozen different ways, easy. Heck, I've seen it done 2 or 3 different ways in the same village in Japan. So, like with most things, it's all your preference. This is close. This is going to be closer to the style that I was taught by a little old lady. And I'm drawing a blank on her name. I hope she forgives me for that. But a sweet old lady who always seemed to manage to always being found walking down the road carrying a big old pack, backpack like thing, with rushes, with reeds. Because she was a weaver. She did all kinds of neat stuff like that. And she had to be like almost 85, around that age by the time, when I knew her. And this is 1985, 86. But she would also cook, one of your typical old grandma stereotypes, never measured anything. But everything she ever did was always, it always was the same every single time, which I never understood how women like that do that, but they do that. You find an old woman who knows how to make a cake, you never see her measuring anything, but for some reason it always comes out. So, but there you go. The new Ninja Foodie. I have not tried that. I've seen it. And hopefully it works. Okay, so we got it. Our rice is done. Our water is boiling, hence the steam. So we're going to put our chicken up here out the way real quick. So we're going to unwrap our. Let me figure out how to get in here. Now, there we go. Just unwrap that. So they got the outer wrapping, then they got these little extra pieces here. Just I think it's rice glue they use just to bind them up. Like I said, this is not your typical wheat noodle. It does have a little bit of wheat in it, but real soba is 100% pure buckwheat. Like I said, we're gonna get those boiled up and get those soft. Then we're gonna, once they are the proper texture, absorbed enough water and are properly cooked through, then we're gonna put them in a little ice water bath, and that we're gonna cool them down, and we're gonna set them on the tray here. And the tray is designed to let it drain a little bit, but also to allow a little bit of air underneath of it, which helps to dry it so they don't bind up together. Now, it's been a long time since I've done soba, so anything screws up, it's not. I can't blame it on a pasta maker, so there you go. Okay, let's turn it down there. There we go. So you see how they're getting soft fairly quickly. Now, usually you have this in a big pot, of rolling water, but I just can't achieve that at the moment. But we'll do what we can. You need a big old bowl. Maybe not. Maybe we'll do this. All right, so 5 tons of steel. Well, I'm not exactly doing anything right now. I'm waiting to pick up my load. We have a new load we're picking up on Monday here in Charleston, South Carolina. We are taking that all the way out to Iowa, Louisiana. Little town of Iowa near St. Charles Lake, whatever it's called. So in the southern part of there. Hey, would you raise that arm up a little bit? See if that'll sit right there. Raise that arm up a little bit. Let's see if that'll sit there. Okay, that'll work. All right. All right. So like I said, we got some Case 1150M crawlers. Now, whether that's just one Caterpillar track or whether it's an actual machine, I don't quite know. But we're picking up 2 of those. One's a 10-foot wide, one that's 8 foot wide. So we're going to be running permits, come Monday. South Carolina into Georgia, then into Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana. Let's see how this looks here. Right there. So here are our noodles. Hey, Mr. Kane Henson, how you doing? All right, I think the noodles are very close to done. Here. Very almost done. Mr. Matthew Johnson, how you doing? Doing good. That's all we can hope for, right? So we got ourselves, here we got ourselves a container here. We're going to throw a little bit of ice in here. There, if I could. There we go. So we got a bit of ice for our ice bath for our noodles. I can get this out the way here a little bit. Ice is good. Actually, you know what? I need another bowl for this. I need 2 bowls each. One bowl for the noodle, 1 bowl for the dipping sauce, 1 bowl for a little bit of rice. All right. Mr. Johnson, how you're doing well as well? Okay, we are done with that. So we'll set that right there for the moment. So we're going to take our noodles out. Just get them right into the ice bath here. We want to stop the cooking process, but also because it is a cold dish, we want to get that chilled down as well. But we don't want to overcook the noodles. You know, an overcooked noodle is never any kind of fun for anybody. Already, just the noodle by itself smells so good. That's because buckwheat is not a actual grain. It's a dried flour. Flower, which they grind up into a flour. Flour. That out as possible. Come on out there. I'm just going to sit that right on the floor here, I think. Make a little space here. There we go, guy. Thank you. So we're just going to set that right on the floor. And of course, we got to watch our feet so we don't step in it, because that would not be any kind of fun. So we got a nice little pan here. And now we got our noodles on the ice bath, on the ice. Now it'd be better if this water was cold as well, but we're gonna kind of stir it up here a little bit. Get that nice and chilled. There we go. Just let that sit to the side for a moment. We're going to get this pan a little bit hot. A few noodles trying to escape. Get in there. There we go. Just clean our knife off here real quick. There we go. We're just going to warm this chicken up a little bit. Taste for me. Set that there for a second. There we go. Noodles are fairly cooled down, so now we can take those out and let them drain. Now, normally the platter you would serve it on would be much larger with a lot fewer noodles, but so we're kind of improvising here. So we'll spread that out. It's that 1/4 sized little bit of get that pan even. Take care of that water there. There we go. All right, so we are just gonna. So the chicken is already cooked. So we're just trying to warm it through a little bit. These are chicken thighs. 2 thighs, just basically roughly cut off the bone. Just a little touch of soy sauce. said, just warm through. And of course, add garlic and other herbs to this is always a common thing. So let that get nice and warm. Then once we got the chicken done, we'll pull that off. We're going to put our little soba sauce here in the pan to warm up. We'll put it in there, and we'll be good to go. I need a fork or a spoon. I don't know what to do with it. No idea what to do with it. Well, we'll figure it out here in a second. Here we go. We got a spatula right here. That'll work. This is a super quick, super easy meal. Nothing too complex, or you don't need a lot of skill. Yeah. If you can boil water, you can do this. Hey, Wanda Wyatt, how you doing? Sneaking in here. How was Maryland? Hey, Lori's Crochet Corner 2. Welcome in, Lori. Now, Wanda, did you go to a Royal Farms and get the fried chicken like I told you? If you did, I think you're happy with it. Yeah, well, that's the thing. My space is kind of shrunk down a little bit, so it's a little bit tough for me as well. But we will make it work. All right, so I'm just going to take our little bowl here that had the ice water in it. Going to take our chicken out. Set that off to the side real quick. I'm going to take a towel here and just quickly wipe out the pan. I guess we're going to do a little bit of laundry tomorrow anyway, so why not? So a little bit of soba soup base. Now this could be either straight dipping sauce, or like I said, you can add some water and other ingredients into it. This is approaching kind of like a teriyaki sauce. It's really watered down, but oh, cool. Now, Wanda, there was a place up there in, I don't know if you get to Damascus, but there was a chicken place called the Red Rooster, especially in Damascus. That was pretty decent. It wasn't Royal Farms, but it was pretty good. It was a pretty good place. So like I said, we're going to warm up a little bit of the sauce here. This is basically just for dipping. You're going to take your cold soba, dip it into your sauce, and eat it on down. And then, of course, take a little bit of chicken, a little bit of rice, bing, bang, boom. You're good to go. Now, this out the way. Now, of course, we are going to be using an Italian plate, but given the quarters that we're in, we're just going to call it enough. All right. So there we go. Use that. Take a bit of noodle. This is typically a summer dish. Should be more than enough, right? Okay. Take a little bit of chicken here. Like I said, a little bit of green onion, a little bit of shiso, which is a Japanese herb. It's always nice. A little bit of carrot. Something like that. Up there. Just like that. take a little bowl here. Set that to the side. Turn that off. We don't need that anymore. Get out a little bit of rice here. Alrighty. Separate that out when it gets to the table. But so far, so good. Hand that to our friend up here in front of you. You might want to put that outside the plate. All right, so we're going to use this as our example for what we're doing here. I need to warm up a little bit more of the sauce. Soy sauce if you want soy sauce for the rice. There we go. So put this away, put this over here, like that. Get ourselves a bowl of rice as well. And these are specifically rice bowls. So, like that. We got this design as well. I got this little box set here, imported from Japan, which is, basically a rice bowl. But we can use it for dipping sauces. You can use it for other things, but typically it's primarily for rice. Quick. There we go. Go ahead and eat up. Esther, number 4 for tomorrow's night dinner. Okay, well, we're starting to see a little bit of a pattern, but like I said, tomorrow, when that comes around, we will all see what the vote is, and we will do that accordingly. All right, so we got some warm sauce here. Here we go. Turn that off. Good. Well, we have one person who likes it. Like I said, this style here is very much a summery dish. Something that is it's designed to be eaten cold. The sauce warms up just a little bit more to release the flavor in the sauce. A little bit of rice. Like I said, I put a little bit of chicken. You can put some green onion, some carrot, some other vegetables with it. Or you can even do tempura, which will be coming up in a future meal. Now, also, we're going to be doing some Indian/Pakistani food in the truck with a special guest who's going to be doing some of the cooking. She may not know it yet, but she's going to be doing it. So, stand by for that. All right, go to the top of the chat. I put the link. Well, let me see if I can post that again. Okay, there's the link right there. So you can check that out. Please vote. Remember, 6 p.m. Sunday, Eastern Standard Time, or Eastern Daylight Savings Time, as we're in now. Check that out. Make your vote. Now, a couple of these were in previous choices, in previous video choices. So we will. Yes, that's the link to the stream. And also in the description, you will see the choices that are available. So vote by number. So we're going to get this here a little bit set up. Now, normally you'd be sitting down at a nice table, enjoying yourself with this, but let's see if we can get a nice picture of this here. See if I can do it without spilling it all over the place. So, like I said, we got a bit of sauce, a bit of rice in the back. Closest to me in the gray bowl, we got a bit of chicken, and then our soba noodles. So, I take this, just like with any, typical Japanese, you're not going to take a whole lot of noodles. You're going to take, a small amount of noodles. Dip it in your sauce real quick. And that is the thing. Chicken. A little bit of rice. And for the most part, when you're eating in a Japanese style, you lift the food all the way to your face. So when we take a little bit of our noodles here, you got a bent chopstick here, so it's making it a little bit difficult. So normally, dip in your thing and slurp it up. Now, slurping in a European way, yes, that's not it's not polite, but in Japan, slurping your noodles, it's not considered rude. It's actually considered part of actually enjoying the meal. Because what happens is, as you bring the noodle and the sauce into your mouth, that slurping action helps to bring in a lot more oxygen into there, and that helps to release some of the flavors. So slurping is not a bad thing. Now, these noodles are not as high quality as I would like, but you never know till you try the particular brand. But they do have the right flavor. Texture is pretty decent, but you can easily find soba noodles, spelled like it is on the screen, through Amazon. Give it a try. A little bit of chicken here. But a quick, simple, easy summertime meal. Like I said, this would be better if we were sitting at a Japanese style table and I had, all really nice dishware, but we've got to make compromises as we can. So this is a really short dinner video. I want to thank everybody for coming in. I do not have the list in front of me, so forgive me. I think my assistant has the list here. Well, I'll go through it real quick. There we go. All right, number one for tomorrow's dinner: meatloaf or meat patties, with green beans and mashed potatoes. Number two, pulled pork sandwiches. So a little bit of barbecue thing. Unfortunately, I didn't pick up any cabbage or carrots. I was thinking about making a coleslaw, but ain't doing that. Three is a stir fry. So vegetables, meat, a little bit of spices and seasoning, mainly soy sauce, black pepper, red pepper, that type of thing. And my light gave out on me, so pardon me for that. As we turn that one on, there we go. I gotta buy me some more batteries for that. Number four, lemon herb chicken. Lemon herb chicken with a lemon butter sauce. We're gonna do like some green beans or lima beans with that. Probably a baked potato, or maybe even like basmati rice. I think we said we would do with that. Number five, shish kebabs. Chicken, beef, lamb, pork, whatever we have. And then we're going to get the nice air, do some vegetables with it, whatever vegetables we got. And then a little bit of rice on the side, probably basmati rice as well. But other than that, those are the choices we have. And hopefully tomorrow we have a successful meal, unlike last weekend with the pasta maker going kerflooey. But we will see what we got, what happens. But other than that, Mr. Kane Hinson, Linda Barker, Lori's Crochet Corner 2, Wanda White, Esther Lambert, Bob's Adventures on Wheels. Thank you very much, you guys. Always appreciate it. Matthew Johnson. Let's see, Metal Music Maniac, Harry, how you doing? Lewis Legacy Trucking, always coming in at the last minute. How you doing? Margaret Clark, NASCAR Nana Gang. TJ Jones, thank you much. Mr. Brad Parks, thank you for coming in. Christina, Stephen Huber, thank you all for coming in. I appreciate it. So, tomorrow we will have a new meal that you guys selected, and hopefully I'll make sure my light is charged up with the battery like it should be. But we'll have a little bit of fun, a little bit of chit chat, and we will see what we're going to make and how we're going to do it in the truck. And we should have a little bit more room to maneuver in here because we're having things a little bit more organized. And like I said, in the future, you will be seeing some more Middle Eastern, Pakistani, Indian type cuisine. My friend Christina here will be making that. So please be kind to me when you are comparing her to me, saying she's a better cook, she's better looking, all that jazz. So I appreciate that. Try to be nice. I need all the help I can get. Wanda Wyatt says number 4. Well, Wanda, we will tally everything up tomorrow at 6 p.m. and anybody can change their vote at the last minute. So I hope we see you then. Until then, God bless everybody. Have a good night. And yes, this is a short one, but it's a super easy meal, so it doesn't require the hour and a half, 2 hours that we normally take. Other than that, everybody have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow.